Back with the Braves for the first time since 2020. Ade Adrianza headed to the 60-day IL. Second round of the PGA Champ.
Look what I got from Home Depot today during my lunch break. No, we don't eat this. I got big plans for this. You know how I always say that in my videos? I got big plans for this. It's going to a very special place in the next day or two. I'm on vacation starting 5:30 today. Beautiful juniper tree. Only gets to about 10 feet tall when it's fully mature. 10, 12 feet tall. Got big plans for this baby right here. But when I was at Home Depot, I spent about 20 minutes doing something else. Just found a new hobby within me. Picking up all the plants that were tipped over. Yeah, trying to take care of these babies. Treat them right. You know? Stand them back up straight. Treat them with respect. Da Vinci style. Wish I can get them all. Take them all home. Find a better home for them. Who knows what the world will look like, really. My heart is pounding. I'm nervous. I had a dream about 3 months ago when I came out. Not that, was out here, but I had a dream that I came out here. And they extended the road all the way out to the Chattahoochee. I had a dream about that. It's the weirdest thing, though. Because it's like I came to the Chattahoochee on the extension. And it dead-ended at the Chattahoochee. And I went out to all these woods out here exploring. Finding cool things. But of course, it was just a dream. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do what I want to do today. That was the entrance. There's like 5 cars coming behind me. You know the speed limit's like 75 out here. Why, I don't know. You guys crazy with this. I can't drive this fast. My protectors tell me to slow down every time. Slow down, watch your speed. Oh dang, the things I get myself into. Please don't tell me there's going to be some tractor trailer coming. I need to make a left. I gotta make a left, gotta make a left, gotta make a left. Alright. Hey, that got new shit. Definitely got to keep a lookout for the rattlesnakes. I've learned my lesson. A lot of white oaks out here. Gotta be careful though. I mean, we're so far out in the country. Everybody was passing on the road right now. They should always think that something's up when you see some random vehicle you never seen before at a church that you always pass. I know it's the outhouse. We used to come out here all the time. No, not to use it, no. To look around. I want to go exploring so bad. I have a lot of things to do out here. I mean, not necessarily right over here. I want to go to Dodwell's Knob over there at Pine Mountain and drop some things off, some treasure. And a couple other things too. I can't do that thing in one day. It's going to take me the majority of the time to do something else. These are the same ads from like a long time ago, back in like the late 80s. Probably older than that. We're not going to find a date. 5 for $4.90. Really? Sears famous blue package briefs. What you know about that? Don't get bit by something long. I mean, we didn't go too far as kids. I mean, when we were kids, we didn't go too far out here. We were in church. We were doing things, having a good time. So where I'm stepping now is where I've never stepped before. Hey, there's no school fence right here. Wonder if they have old Crocs and stuff from the good old days. You know, this church dates back to like 1832. There might be a lot of things that go way back, if you know what I mean. Way back in time and way back in the woods. Thought I saw something. I'm really not concerned about the sun being out or not. I'm just going to enjoy my vacation. But I got to get into the graveyard for the first time in several years. Thought I saw something. Oh, it's a pine tree base right here, bark sticking up. I thought it was a like a paint can. I'm so happy that the church is being used again, though. That's a blessing right there. It wasn't in use for the longest time, and the lady who kind of ran the church kept it up, let me in one day, back in like 2016 or something like that, 15. And I did a Photoshop rendering of what the church would look like if it was redone, because it was in very bad shape. And boy, did I ever get an EVP from heaven out here. One of the very first times of me doing EVP sessions, cleaning up the graveyard, I asked, what do you want me to do about the church across the street? I want to redo it. And someone said nothing. One of the most active places you could ever imagine. And it was the very beginning of the hobby for me. Just out of curiosity. Hold on. There's garbage out here I gotta pick up. I came all the way back here just to pick up garbage. And I'm not talking about just all the way back here behind everything. I'm talking about all the way back here from ATL for some community service. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. I mean, when it comes to churches and all, that's one place you should not litter. Along with, many other places too. thinking, I see stuff that needs to be, checking out of here. And there's even more. A lot of traffic out on the road. That major highway out there, Highway 103. Drown out the audio for the EVPs. No, I'm not going to do any EVP sessions. Because I got what I needed from like 2014 to about 2017 when I just quit coming out. School got busier and then I had to get a job. Biodegradable, kind of. Wonder if I hit anything around the church a long time ago. When I was a kid. I don't think I did, though. Like how it changed in the rocks. But a long time ago, the bottom wasn't closed off. Trying to get that opportunity to get across the road. Let's go grab a bag. Kind of nervous at the moment. Well, because I don't want to be seen. It's like I'm afraid to be seen. Not that I'm worried about judgment. It's like I'm always trying to hide. And trust me, deep out in the country, there's always a lot of places to hide. I mean, that guy from Sidestep Adventures. I was trying to say two different names at one time because he changed his channel. Sidestep Adventures into History or something like that. I know he wouldn't be afraid to be seen out here. It's not that I'm afraid to be seen. It's almost like I'm not supposed to be seen. It's scary though. It's like every time I come to places like this and I hear a car running down the road, I scurry off into the woods like this. And I hide behind the trees. I do this every time. And what is someone almost 50 years old doing stuff like this? I mean, acting like this. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I'm not 11 years old. Why am I always trying to hide? And I'm always doing something right, not wrong. I'm always doing good. with a twist. With a twist. I need that gap in the traffic so I can take the vehicle to the graveyard. Open the gate like the good old days. Listen to the wildlife. I thought I heard somebody scream. Never mind. There's a house over here to the right and they got chickens and roosters and stuff. That's what that thing was. I'll start talking about the strangest things I've gotten as far as EVPs and stuff goes when I get over there. I don't want to get into it now because the cars will keep coming. You'll never hear me say it. All right, I'll tell you one. I was right over here cleaning up about 7 or 8 years ago on this corner, late one afternoon. And I came across a different location down here when I was picking up branches and stuff. And I got the strangest thing on audio. A doorbell, like an old school doorbell ringing. And then the sound of a door opening and closing. At least it's not locked. One year I came back and pulled up in here. Right over here someone said hello. I think I know who it was too. One of the newer ones right over here. I always say hi back. No, I'm not talking about when I'm driving or anything like that. I'm talking about the way I look. I say, hey man, that's not important. Hey, let's not run over the flowers. So the last thing I need to be doing is running over the flowers. No. The last thing I need to be doing is running over the graves. First time in here in a long time. Yeah, I think it's been about 6 or 7 years, something like that. And I used to spend an entire weekend cleaning up this place. Shrub cutters, rake, shovel. Saws. But I'm not allowed to have that anymore. My main fear about coming out to the country. You should always know what that is. Depends on what kind of vehicle you're driving. And I'm not talking about make or model. It's one thing that you always have to do. Keep your fingers crossed. It's turning off the vehicle. Why is that so frightening? Well, because there's no service out here. And the last thing you want is the vehicle not starting. Because it's a long drive back to ATL. I'm not going to be here that long today. I'm not. Probably just about 2 hours at most. It's already like 10:30. I came back to pay my respects and do something. I've always come back. And they know who I am out here. Yes, I'm a believer now. I've been a believer since I started getting those EVPs when I first got out here. I'm not talking about as a child. You know, that was way before recording devices. That was way before recording devices. You know, iPhones and stuff. But way back in 2015, that's when the hobby started. I just started doing it. Every time I came out, the main deal was to come out here and pick up, clean up, show respect, because we're all equal when we end up in places like this. And I had no idea I was going to capture what I always captured, ended up capturing on audio. Had no clue. I was always a skeptic, but I'm always looking for truth. And the devices today, technologies, have given us exactly what we need to figure it all out. And that very first time, I just decided to set the iPhone up and start recording while I was cleaning. And I would just start talking. And then I would go back to ATL during my summer breaks when I had nothing better to do. And this was way before I started looking for artifacts. I would just go back and listen to the audio for hours and hours, trying to think that there was something out here. Because there can never be an end. It's impossible for there to be an end. And I kept trying to find the truth. Because that's the last thing I want, is an end. I'm scared to death of it. And I didn't want to stop until I figured out the truth. That things just kept on going. But it started off here. This is where it all started. Out in the middle of nowhere. I feel so out of place. I look out of place too. I mean, what would you think if you saw some bodybuilder standing out here? Looking like they're 23 years old, but they're really like almost 50. I mean, what would you think? Let's hope you don't think anything at all. Let's hope you think that is normal. The main reason I drove all the way down here time to do some planting of a tree of life on Evergreen. Tell you about another EVP right here that I got way back in like 2015, 16. These bushes right here were majorly overgrown. And I was coming around the corner and I said, oops, let's not step on your grave. And someone in a female voice said, thank you. The list goes on when it comes to those EVPs, those messages, those answers. It's endless out here. There's not going to be any cutting down. I've learned my lesson. Instead, we'll be planting in one specific spot. Looks like I'll be picking up also. I'm going to be here for a while instead of just 2 hours. Depends on how long it takes me to plant a tree of life out here. An everlasting evergreen. Yeah, I got some picking up to do. And looking out also for the ones with the rattles. And I'm not talking about baby dolls either. I'm not talking about babies. I'm talking about the ones with the long rattles. I want to apologize for cutting down the tree the first time. Especially an evergreen. Yeah, I learned that from Sidestep Adventures when I was watching all of his videos one time, and he said something about how evergreens are planted for a reason in graveyards. Because it's a symbol of something I believe in, and that's everlasting life. On how life keeps going. And I failed out here. I failed. A long time ago. And you know me, I'm a clean freak. I am. I'm a clean freak. And I go all out. But you're not supposed to cut down the life. You're supposed to let it grow up. High. Branches spread out. As if it's giving them a roof to be under. A house. A shelter. You're supposed to let the trees grow in graveyards. If you find the right ones, they won't interfere with graves too much. But everything is supposed to hold on to the graves. But you're supposed to let them grow. I fail every time. Well, I did a long time ago. And I had to take time to figure it out. What to do and what not to do. I mean, it's okay if you cut the grass. But whenever a tree sprouts, that means they're trying to tell you something. Then everybody can come out and sit under the shade on a hot Southwest Georgia day when it's 94 degrees out here and chill. Yeah, we'll never get any EVPs with the birds over there on the other side, the roosters. You know I'm always coming back. See, even the roosters say so. I failed and I succeeded many times before. I succeeded in cleaning up, but I failed because I cut down everything I saw. And that is not funny. 10 to 12 feet. 48 inches. Water, wind dry. Negative 30 degrees. Full sun. Gotta find the right spot. This is going to take a while. For real though. I have such a big issue trying to find the perfect spot for everything. It should be equalized, like an antenna. You know, like the Tesla antenna for power. It's got to be centralized somehow, but where? It's got to have full sun, where everybody can see it, where it can be for everybody, and not just in some, you know, hillside or something. And plus, it's not going to get that big. It isn't. It's not going to get as big as that one. Yeah, there's too many cars coming around now. I'll never get a good answer. What if I ask them, where do they want the tree of life out here? Where do you want me to plant the tree? Where would you like to see it? Why don't you guide me to where do you want me to put it? Why don't you pull me to where you want me to put it? Plant it. Someone just slowed down and they're stopping. Go figure. There's that EVP I've always been waiting on. You guys crazy. I think I see the perfect spot. That didn't take long at all. Only about 5 minutes. Ain't nothing like planting trees in heaven. Just you wait. 12 feet tall, 48-inch spread. A different kind of antenna. Something else that they can cling on to. Da Vinci style. Hope you like that there's another tree of life out here. Another evergreen. Let's hope it lives to be at least 200. Let's hope they don't mow it over. It's a little one right now. Let's hope they see the pattern of the soils around it to realize it was planted on purpose. For a purpose. I have to do this every single time. You go this way. Well, that's in there good. Wonder where the rose quartz is that I set out here. I don't see it. But that was like 2016. At least they left that. That's one of mine. A lot of answers out here. You don't believe, you better start believing. Because I'm now a believer. And it's not just because of this place. It's everywhere I go. Doesn't matter if there's graves or not. We always get something on audio. They can even tell you their names. The ones that don't have headstones. The ones that are hidden. The ones that are unknown. And there's something about that tree too right there. Gotta be careful where you step out here. Something about this tree though. Look at me, I'm hiding. The heck was that? Sorry about the noise. Something about this tree. This tree right here is the first time I caught a light anomaly against. And it was a cold January day when I was out here cleaning. 2 days before spring semester of like 2015, 2016 came out here. I had to drop something off. We'll talk about that later. But I was filming on top of the hill over there to my right. And I knew I wasn't going to get any EVPs because the rain's snapping. It was about 49 degrees out here. And it was misty and stuff, you know, eerie type stuff. You always get in places like this. But it's beautiful in its own right. And out of nowhere, I got this light flash from up to down into the base of this tree right here. Like it dropped out of the sky. That's when I started thinking there's something about the trees. That there's something about the life, the connection of it. It dropped right into the base of the tree at an angle. It was like a flash of light from up to down. From like right here. Here. It was like a... I can't explain it though. No, I don't have those videos anymore. They were corrupted in the first hard drive I ever had. I won't be able to get them back. At least I got the audio written down. Some things you can never get back. Some things you can lose forever. Wishing that you had it back. Because the truth is always going to be out there. And half of it's going to be in your own recordings. Recordings, images. Yeah, I gotta get to cleaning. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'm just going to drag branches to the other side. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for that. I mean, there's signs all over the place. It's a wildlife management location. It's the boundary. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. I hope it's okay with you that I put that little tree over there on that side, right in the center of everybody. In my world, there's plenty of trees to go around, really. Plenty of trees. No one's left forgotten. No one does without. No one's left without one. Everybody gets one. Where's that thing at? Let me tell you about the world famous haunted brick that I found out here back in like 2015, 2016. I found this random brick that was like sitting around, and I took it as a souvenir because I like bricks. But because of that brick, I learned something very deep, something very important. You're not supposed to, collect things from graveyards. That's where they belong. You talk about being haunted. I'm a big believer now. You talk about bad luck for at least 1.5 years, and I figured out that it had to have something to do with the brick. And I drove my butt all the way down here just to take the brick back. I drove 110 miles all the way out here from ATL in the middle of spring semester, like 1.5 years later, to bring that thing all the way back. And that was the only thing I did. And it was pouring down rain that day. And I drove my butt all the way down here when I didn't have to go to school that day, just to bring back a brick. What you know about that? Yeah, you're not supposed to take things. Doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's one of these rocks. You're not supposed to take anything. Because where it is where it belongs. They need it. Everything is a symbol of life and living, It is. I mean, long time ago, a lot of these people They depended on rocks to build stuff, the foundations of their houses and stuff. So it brings back a memory. Wonder if my treasure's still out here. Maybe they spent all the money on the other side. Yeah, a long time ago I came out here with my niece and nephew to clean up. Picking up sticks and all. And I had a pocket full of change. And I just dropped off a whole bunch at every headstone. They just said something too, right here. Hope it does you some good. 10 cents to you is like $10,000 these days. Kind of. You could have got 2 horses for that. If you see any copperheads, let me know. I'm about to start dragging sticks. Clock is ticking. But I never want to leave. Hope you like my little amateur videos. It's been a while since I filmed video and audio out here. 5 years maybe. Do you think I should run the video while I'm cleaning? See if I can get some movement, if you know what I mean. Movement on the screen. I mean, everybody else does. But I know what they're attached to. I know exactly what they're attached to. And you can always find their faces and see their faces if you knew how to see them. Not the EVP I was looking for. I can't be out here all day. I gotta get going. I got like 2 other places to go. I got a bag packed in case I want to stay in a hotel or something for a night. I got like 3 places to cover out here in about another 50 to 60 miles. And it's 12:15. There's no way I can do all that. Besides, Pine Mountain, Dottie Wills Knob, they closed down at 5:30. They shut the gate at 5:30. Thought I wasn't going to be doing any community service, on my vacation. Technically, it's still their property on that side. I'm trying to get a stash going. And I'm also trying to get out of here. I'm not going to say that disrespectfully. Let's hope they enjoy my company out here. At least I'm one that loves to keep coming back to visit. I'm thinking, all these years, picking up sticks always taught me something. When they drop off the tree of life, it's still a stick, right? It's still a branch. Part of it. Just like the human body. On how lucky you are to be born, as a human. Think about it like a stick, a tree. The body is a tree. All your limbs. But it's what's on the inside that is most important. And I'm not just talking about the soul, the power of it. The brain. I'm not just talking about that, I'm talking about something more sturdy. On how lucky you are. That you have something inside of you that can last the test of time. Your skeleton. On how lucky you are to have a skeleton. Because that's something that you can always hold on to. Nature can hold on to. And if the conditions are just right, your bones will turn into stone, or can turn into stone. How lucky you are to have a skeleton. The foundation of your body, the support for it. One of the most important parts about it, the skeleton itself, on how lucky you should be or feel that you have one. Because when you're gone, when you're on your deathbed or whatever, looking back at life, you should always remember or be grateful for the skeleton that you have. Because when everything else goes away, it's the only thing of you that is left behind from you. To help carry on your memory, the memory of your body. Even though the soul continues on in a different body. Revolving door, that kind of thing. But there's something left behind that keeps the memory of your old bodies around. It's like a roadmap. The lines underneath, the structure underneath that you should be thankful for. I mean, try that. Try that. You'll have a different outlook on life. And when your end comes, it's really not your end. It just keeps branching out. And I'm still here too. Should have been gone by now, but I feel guilty if I don't make a difference, It's all about making a difference. Not about my own needs and desires. But everything I do is always a long time waiting. Because I've been trying to get the Dogwells knob back again since about 4 summers ago. Because they keep closing the gate at 5:30. I'm always too late. trying to make a delivery and talk a little bit. Totally forgot how long it took to pick up small twigs and stuff. Don't blame it on the tree of life. Everything's for a reason. To help find yourself. In many respects. Who was the one out here that said that I could throw a rock really far back in 2014? When I first started to try to get answers, the very first EVP session I ever did, came out here out of curiosity and just turned on the iPhone 5 and started recording. And I said, how far do you think I can throw this? And someone said, very far. Okay, right here. You said that was what? That was who? Not gonna get anything with the cars going by. Sorry I sound out of breath, of course I am. Have hernias in the abdomen. Every time I bend over, it cuts off the circulation. I wish I knew all their names. This lady right here started crying one day when I was asking questions about her life, and she started crying. It's kind of weird though. I mean, not that she was crying, but it's just like the EVPs that I got. I mean, I just stopped recording EVP sessions out here back in like 2016 because there was just so much going on out here. I was like, I know I'm going to get something. Why would I keep doing it? And I just stopped. I think about 2016, 2017, I just quit recording video and audio. Because I found out that they were always out here. But they wouldn't be out here without the life, without the trees. If everything was wiped out, there would be nothing that they can hang on to as far as life goes. There would be no energy of the lands. I wonder when it's their time. When it's going to be their time. Their time to come back. The R word. What keeps them from coming back? The soul. What keeps them from coming back? I mean, who knows? Her soul was probably put into another body 2 years ago. You cannot just have one life. There is no way in this universe that you can only have one life. That is impossible. It's impossible to only be allowed to have one life. If anything's impossible, that is what is impossible. It's not fair. I mean, look at the little one right here, just like the baby over there. That cannot be their only life. I will fight to the death to get the right answer. Hopefully it's going to be the right answer. Let me go ahead and get this thing off their gravestone. It weighs a ton. Let's hope I don't back up on a rattlesnake. Dang, I don't know if I can get her or not. I can't afford any nut crunchers right now. How am I going to get over? What the heck is that thing down there? It's illuminating like a gold color. It could just be an aluminum can. But there's some right here. I gotta get out of here. Why am I always whispering? It's like nobody. Well, there are ones out here. Excuse me. Maybe I'm just showing them respect by not being too loud. How am I going to get over this thing? It's up to the waist. There's a plastic bottle over here on this side. I got to get it. But I can't get over. Yeah, okay. My voice sounds like it's got a little bit of helium in it. Where's that thing at? You already know why. I caught one. You know, a nut cruncher. That didn't feel too good. Where's that bobwhite? Don't tell me they're playing visual games on us. I know I saw one. It's here. It is. A plastic bottle. I know. A part of me just wants to keep on walking till I get to the Chattahoochee. I just had a thought about something. I think I'm way behind. The clock says 12:15, but I know there's a line out here. I don't know what side of the road it is, but the clock, I can't remember if it goes forward or backwards because you're passing over a time zone. Technically, the satellite sends you in a different time zone. I can't remember. Okay, do you gain an hour? Yeah, it pushes you like spring forward, fall back. I can't remember right now. I'm just trying to get this thing. But one time I was out here trying to clean up and it was getting the sunset and we had this perfect sunset, a fire in the sky. And I thought I had enough time, but once I got out of here, the clock only jumped ahead an hour. When I got on the road to head back to ATL, it was then when I knew that I messed up. At least I got it. A lot more to go and the clock is ticking. See, I don't know if the time is going to jump up to 1:45 if I left out now. And the clock says 12:40 something. That's a risk I got to consider. Wonder if they're trying to help. I bet they are. But how do they help? They try to help. They do. I got them on audio here before. Here, let me hold it. Let me cut it. Right here. I mean, a long time ago when I was here. Recording while I was trying to do something. Let me cut it. Cut it right there. I'm thinking. I mean, like, what if they try to ask me for a ride someplace? Like this one time at the Donaldson Bannister Farm. About the grave underneath the stable when I was trying to track it down. And I was walking out, and someone on audio said, "Can I tag along? Can I tag along?" Of course, I didn't hear it firsthand. I heard it when I was listening to the video later. Can I tag along? You mean they can come with us too? They can. How do they tag along? Maybe if you take something out and you grant them permission. I mean, that's the thing though. If no one knows that that grave is underneath that stable at the Donaldson Bannister farm, and if there's only one human being that knows about that grave, does that spirit tag along forever until others find out, until others are told? You know what I mean? What if they're stuck with me until I tell somebody? Because I'm the only one that found out. Just a few more pieces, then I'm out of here. Thought I saw something. Well, besides the last little bit I gotta get out. Still gonna take 10 minutes. There's a lot of it. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. I had thought about something though, many years ago. I keep forgetting to talk about this. When it comes to my hobby of cleaning graveyards, well, it's not gonna be any more of cutting the trees of life down or the life itself. There's not gonna be any more of that. Trust me. Why do you think I haven't cleaned in a while? When it comes to the graveyards, we need to figure out a different name though. I mean, they're still out here talking and having a good time, then they're still living in a different way, you know, the energy of them. So let's not talk. Let's not call it a graveyard. Let's call it something else for now on. Something that represents life and not death. I gotta think about that one. Maybe I can come up with a new name or something that I can always use instead of a graveyard. That sounds so depressing. A life yard. An everlasting life yard. How about that? Job well done. Someone stopped on the road. A white vehicle. I think they're down on the hill. I can't tell. There we go. They just turned around. Job well done indeed. I'm ready to get on out of here. But they know I'm always coming back. What the heck kind of vacation is this going to be anyway? You know? I can't be cleaning all the time. I gotta enjoy my time. Thought about going to that park down the road from here. Bartlett's Ferry. Whatever that park is. But I can't take the kayak out. Because there's alligators. Apparently there's alligators in that part of the Chattahoochee. From what a news report said. And last time I was out there, I was in an inflatable kayak. You talk about being crazy. Hope they like it out here though. It's always nice to come back and clean. and also drop off a tree of life for all of them, not just one or two. Let's hope she survives. Even had to give it some water too, to get it started off on the right foot. Who knows how tall she's going to be next time I come out. Let's just pray that she lives a good long time, really. Someone's over here. Right when I got done talking about the little tree right here, someone was talking. Let's never call things like this haunted. It's not haunted. They're just here. It's not haunted. What a beautiful scene. The country. Old school for real. Who's ready to head on out? I know I'm not. I got a lot of fun things I want to accomplish this vacation of mine. But it's a long drive down here. I got the bag packed, ready to go. I'm not sure if I want to get a hotel room or not. I mean, how far am I going to have to drive to find one? You know? All I have is the bare essentials. That's it. The bare necessities. But that's another reason why I had to pack the bag, because you can't drive on these roads. People are crazy these days. People drive crazy. And in order to protect your own life and survive, it's best to not drive on the roads, really. That's the only thing that gave me the idea about staying overnight. Even I can get back to ATL and get home within an hour and a half. And I'm willing to stay down here in some hotel or something. I might have to drive all the way to Pine Mountain. And I never set a reservation. Never. Beautiful flowers. Don't cut them down. They're not really weeds, if you think about it. Scary. I'm not really, ready to go, but I have to go. See everyone later. You know, I'm always coming back. Always record yourself doing stuff like this. That's what life is all about. Doing stuff.